now. Hello, people. So the news of this week will be the Avatar, the Last Airbender live-action series that is in the works on Netflix. So I found an article here that says Netflix is set to produce a live-action series based on Nickelodeon's mid-2000s animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it is bringing aboard original creators Michael and Brian as executive producers and showrunners. The new series will be made in partnership with Nickelodeon, with production to start next year. Okay.
Well,
Yeah. So, why don't you start with your thoughts on this?
well, gee, I don't know. We could start with the giant flop that was the first live action movie called Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh gosh.
Geez, I mean, here's the whole thing. The only good thing they got about that whole movie was like the costume set and that one kid that played Aang. Everything else, I don't know.
Was garbage.
Yeah, it's like the whole budget went into the one kid.
And remember, it wasn't called Aang. It was called Ong.
Yeah, Ong, Ong. Yes, Ong, Ong. Come here, Ong. I remember being very raged over this situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, the quality sucked so bad. Water bending looked like they were bending flubber.
Yeah, it was a terrible CGI.
The fire bending was like, oh, if you were super powerful, you could generate fire with your hands, but you have to use torches. Like, let me just, yeah, not. This is a movie for a newbie. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't satisfy anybody in that in any sense. I feel any fans of the series.
Yeah, I mean, and they chose a really good director for that movie, but it failed miserably. It failed. Oh my gosh, because he's the one that did Split, Unbreakable, and really, I don't get it. What was he trying to do? I just don't get, the talented director that he is, and he just wasted it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, man, a talented director doesn't mean you got talented graphic artists or talented.
Of course, yes. Your team, your production team.
Yeah,
and,
like if all the money went into the director, I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, it's most definitely.
Did Nickelodeon were they contributing to that last movie at all?
I mean, they were advertising it every freaking time. I don't know if you remember, but I think that was it. Let me look.
Because I mean, Nickelodeon is Universal Studios.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have to be made by Nickelodeon. But for me, I don't know. Like, man, it's just Universal Studios has such a decent budget on like certain movies. I don't know if like this was like the first step. Well, I mean, if we're thinking about it, this was really the first step into CGI back then, and to pull a live action of that sort.
Yeah, live action adaptation from a animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I say with Netflix helping out a bit, because I've seen some decent graphics, and then I've seen some really crappy graphics. Like, but generally with Netflix, if you're like if you come up with an idea to them and they go with it, it's like they'll give you a certain budget to work with for your first movie, and if you have like an idea for a second one and you've you know maxed out what you could do with that budget uh, to portray the film correctly, then by the time you come and you propose a second one, Netflix is going to be like, okay, well, let's up this budget because it brings this much more views in. Like,
I mean, there's no doubt about that. Netflix is actually give them, the amount of the budget and money to do this thing. I mean, they have this pressure right now. Netflix have this pressure right now. That if they screw this one up, they're over. It's just Netflix is gonna be like that kind of like
live action shit. They should definitely stick their nose out of. Like,
yeah, exactly. Because this is big leagues right here, and the fan base of Avatar, and I love Avatar Korra, such as I love Aang, but I love more Aang because he was the first one that we saw. He is part of our childhood and teenhood, and to screw it up with a live action in which today's thing is like, let's do a live action of this thing, and it comes out whack.
Yeah. But I'm glad you brought that up. Because, for example, I'm really tired of them Americanizing
the whitewashing.
Yeah. Anime. Like it's anime is from Japan. It's where it came from. So like, let's keep it creative on the aspect of keep sticking to the story, right? So, for example, Death Note. Why on earth? Why are we located in the United States in this story?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. That's not Death Note. That's not the Death Note anybody knows. You might as well call it Death Note some other crap, because it's not
Death Note USA.
Exactly. Like, don't call this kid Light, because that's not Light. This isn't even the same character.
Yeah.
So, man, and just like it's like if they crap on this live action for a second time, it's gonna be heartbreaking.
Don't forget it's a series, so it might have like 7 to 10 episodes max. So they might have to, like, the budget needs to be very high for this thing, because it's episode and episode and episode. Like, mostly Netflix episodes are more than just 40 minutes. Some of them are just 1 hour, and just like a film. So this is big leagues for them. I don't know, man. I can't.
It's a big deal. It's very important that they don't mess it up. And I wanna, like, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, we could sit here and talk about what they did wrong and what they could do to fuck up, but like, what really, like, my question to you is, like, what do they have to do to make it right instead of screwing it all up again?
Yeah, and that is simply good writers with a really good casting team, a good director, maybe 2 directors, but I can stick with one. Getting Mike and the other one, that is Michael and Brian, the actual original creators in it. But they might have to have their part for the story, for the writing, for basically they need to be very looking through all these sections in the series, such as the CGI, clothing, the characters, how are they going to develop the writing, the direction, the
Yeah, I feel like
mostly.
if they used, for example, if they used the old Avatar: The Last Airbender movie as reference towards what they can improve,
Yeah, yeah.
I think that would be a step forward, whether the CGI is good or not.
Or not. Yeah,
If
yeah.
the plot is good, it's reasonable, it makes sense. If there's essence in the movie and it can draw you in, like that's the whole point. The whole other series didn't, not series, movie didn't draw me in. Like I didn't feel like I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there were some people who actually defended this movie, the Last Airbender from I think it was 2010 when it was
Yeah.
released. There were actually people that did not know about the anime, the animated series back then, and I'm like, dude, but you realize this is an adaptation from this and that. I'm like, no, dude, just watch it. It's pretty cool, man. I'm like, are you kidding me right now, man?
Yeah,
You want
I
me to
remember
watch
that.
this shit?
I remember that. That stuff was crazy. It's like the people who said that Dragon Ball
Evolution
movie
was,
was,
yeah.
whew, never
Yeah,
speak that name again. But it was it was an atrocity, really. It's no words. There's really none.
You can remember that day, that moment. That was unforgettable. I
Man,
mean, when we walk out of theaters, because I saw it with you, man.
yeah, and we were just like, what in blazes just happened? Oh man, I remember
Yeah.
just being like, it's over. It was such a short movie too.
It was really short. Yes, it was like 1 hour and a
1 hour
1
and
hour.
20 minutes or something. The bare minimum to make a movie. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was pretty horrible. And I mean,
The only
Netflix.
cool part about that movie, to me, honestly, was like the way they used key.
Okay.
Like just the key to like flip things open and shit like that. That was interesting. It's not anything Dragon Ball relatable, really.
Right.
But interesting. And then I don't remember Goku ever getting into a fight with, high school kids.
Nah,
But I guess
that was just made up.
that-
That was whitewashed. And
yeah, that car, the fight where he got everyone to destroy that car for him that was the
Oh,
best
man.
part of the movie. That was the only part I remember us ever talking. That was good. And maybe how hot Chi-Chi was. But
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
good casting choice.
Yes, exactly. I mean, yeah, good casting, except for that white guy. White. Goku's
So-
not a blondie.
Yeah, they might have to at least find a really good kid for the Avatar, and not forgetting that even in Dragon Ball they actually reference an Avatar kind of key. I think Master Roshi mentioned sometime in the movie that he was actually bending. I'm like, dude.
Huh.
Yeah, dude, you gotta look that up, cause it's there. Like bending, you actually mixing things up right now, dude. Like I don't know what the writers were like. Oh my god.
This is some white guy producer that saw Dragon Ball once and was like, "Hey, I need to make this movie."
To make money.
Yeah, he's like,
To
wow.
make money.
He probably accidentally, he probably got a hotel room while someone was having Anime Con or something, and showed up and just saw a whole bunch of anime people walking around. Saw Master Roshi and Goku and everybody walking around, and was like, "What is this? This generates a lot of money. How can I cash in on this?"
Ka-ching! Got an idea.
Bro, everyone showed up in their Dragon Ball gear and they all walked off ripping the shit off. Like,
Yeah, I mean, this is. We're not saying that this is gonna be exactly as floppish as, previous adaptations.
If they don't whitewash it.
Exactly, if they don't whitewash it. Yeah, because we know that Aang it's from somewhere else. He's not American.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for the love of God, if you're gonna make Aang something that's not Japanese or something, make him Mexican for all I fucking care.
Exactly,
Make him,
anything.
if he's gonna be white, make him from Switzerland. I don't know. Not America. Jeez. Everything's from America. Can we have something else, please? Like, that's why I watch anime. I want to see an anime, live action adaptation. I want to see my character come to life, right? Not someone else destroy my character and my dreams and shit on my childhood.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm passionate about it. My bad. I'll track it.
Yeah, it is very concerning right now since it's gonna be episodic. It's gonna be episodes, and the development needs to be at least, and the pacing. That's one of the things that movies and adaptation series want to push every arc and every saga in one single season. And guys, you need to take it easy. You need to take it slow. You imagine all 3 books in one season? That will be shit.
I would do this. unless these episodes were an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
Because some of these series drag on like that. It'd be interesting. Like I said, if they fit 2 episodes in one, or two anime episodes in one for 45 minutes,
right,
or 40 minutes, that'd be cool. And since it's a series, they really have time. It's not like they're pushing for a deadline. It's really they have time on their side, I feel like.
Yeah, they do. They're gonna start next year, producing this thing. So
yeah, so I mean, it's not like they don't have a deadline. I mean, sorry for saying that before, but it's just the deadline's different. It's you have all this time to do it, and besides that, you're not, making all this a week at a time for the next episode, for the next episode, for the next episode.
Exactly.
No, they work all of it out, especially with Netflix. They work all of it out, get all that editing in, do it all, so you can sit there and either binge watch it or whatever. So, I mean, if they make this somewhat seem like Game of Thrones, the graphics they use for it.
Yeah, totally good.
That would be awesome. That would be breathtaking. Something to really pull you out of that zone, take you somewhere else.
I fully agree. I mean, the reason I'm really skeptical a little bit of the CGI from Netflix is that these kinds of series, just I'm gonna put, for example, Stranger Things season 1. Stranger Things season 1, the CGI was okay, but then the second season was that's a lot better. But my concern is that you want to impress the people who are actually watching this thing, from first view. I want to impress people, not bringing them in a really shitty CGI, and then the second season they just fix it. What's going on? I mean,
I could look at it like this: you're coming into an aspect of you're not sure if this show's gonna take off if it's gonna work correctly, and you
Mhm.
want to be sure. So that's like again with Netflix doing that uh, budget upgrade to be able to do other things. Like, so for example, you got X amount of budget for season one, you do your best with that. Let's say you got 30 to 40,000 extra dollars to hire people or do whatever.
Right.
Suddenly, you're going to see that in the production. So I wouldn't
Mhm.
necessarily say like they do it on purpose,
Mhm. Right. Right.
but it is a concern thing because for most series, that's generally how it goes.
Yeah. And yeah, it's basically what it is. And for people who actually, just don't start in on the comments that but they had the two original creators, that's gonna be just fine. Hey people, if you remember Final Fantasy The Spirits Within,
Oh no.
the original creator Hironobu Sakaguchi, the original creator from Final Fantasy series, was actually directing Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, the film that came out in 2001, and it failed miserably.
Wanna know why he fucked up? And I'm telling you what, he's going off on you right now. He telling you straight up. You want to light up the comment section? Say, nah, that'll be totally fine. I'm gonna tell you something. I'll tell you something real quick. It's not gonna be fine. It's gonna be trash. It's gonna be terrible. One wrong step. You're supposed to take one step forward, take a step to the left, fucking fall and drown. Like, you can't. Mistakes happen, accidents happen. Hopefully, the last couple things was fixable. Hopefully Netflix saw Death Note and they cringed. So I mean,
It's been so many fails and fails and fails and fails, even on 2018. It's just enough. Enough is enough, and it's like people and fans are tired, such as fans as anime, animated series, and video game fans. They just tired of this BS already.
yeah,
Because you have this cool budget, you have these the casting crew, a really good director, and it actually flops. Like, what in blazes is still happening? Why is this shit still happening today when the technology is a lot better than before? Yeah, that I could look even at a 90s Batman or whatever and say, man, that CGI looks a lot better than today's CGI.
oh yeah,
And you can look at Jurassic Park, the first one, and those dinosaurs still look today realistic, and I can actually buy on like, man, that dinosaur looks so real.
yeah. Now, I mean, even going to like even basic animation back in the day, back in the '90s, if you go back to like Toy Story,
Right.
like, or oh man, I forget what this movie is. There's like this one movie with this action figure guy that comes to life and he's fighting off all these evil guys.
The
And
small soldiers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
So,
that. And
yeah,
that was
so-
CGI.
exactly, and that was amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, was that like in the late '80s or something? Like
Late 90s though.
late '90s. Okay.
Yeah.
Still, like, so we're
Yeah.
looking at 20 years almost, and Jesus, we're struggling.
Yeah, we're still struggling with what people will do with an adaptation, because adaptations, and I know adaptations are really hard to make because you want it to be just like the book, just like the anime, just like the game, but some of it you have to make sacrifices to make it in a live action and follow some rules that actually makes it live action.
Exactly.
Just like let's see, Transformers for an example. I know that Michael Bay has been doing jack shit. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I still watch the Transformers, you know, all of Michael Bay films, but it's been like recently. But it has good CGI. It has some decent, you know, acting and actors. I mean, I really like Mark Wahlberg.
Have you ever looked at the first Transformers again and realized how bad the CGI was?
At some scenes, yeah.
A lot of them. I saw someone play Transformers on a 4K TV and almost threw up.
Dude, if it's 4K, you can see any flaws, dude.
Yeah.
That's guarantee you right there. Like, even in a, I think I have the fourth one. I forgot. I think it's not Revenge of the Fallen, and the other one was the third one. Whatever. The I don't remember at all.
Wasn't the one with the ancient gods or something? The ancient prime.
Yeah, the Sentinel Prime one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that one. I saw some. I have it on DVD. Even on DVD, dude, there were some parts on the CGI. I was like, man, that looks flat. That looks flat as hell because I think on that film they tried to do it 3D and they failed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they totally did not nailed it, and it was you could see even the so many camera changings.
Actually,
also.
Didn't I go see that movie with you in theaters in 3D?
Not in 3D, but you saw with me, Gustavo and Esteban. I remember that. With Mikey.
I don't know. I remember seeing something with you in 3D, and it was just like super terrible. And we were like, "Why do we need?" Oh, never mind. It was Tron.
Tron. Oh God, dude. No. Oh no. I don't think I saw it with you back then.
No. You did. You were with me. We were both wondering why we had to wear 3D glasses because there was like 2 scenes where everything was like pretty 3D, and everything else was just like.
Oh. Was that back on 2008 or 9? Was it the same year as Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I am not sure.
I think it was like around 2010 or 11 when that film came out. I don't know. I'm not actually sure. But
Okay.
yeah, that's another film. Like, oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, I think the most concerning is the story, the visuals, and the actors.
And the whitewashing.
And the whitewashing.
At this point, if you're gonna whitewash it again, just make it a parody. For the love of God. Seriously, that's the best thing Americans can do at this point.
Don't try to make it serious.
Just make it a parody.
Yeah, just make it a funny and all that because it's gonna fail from the start. I mean, Netflix, please make us a really good favor and don't screw this up because we're tired of screws already. Let's just say correctly, and I'm really sorry for the foul words. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
It's just plain simple.
Listen to this guy's dirty mouth and don't screw it up, okay? Netflix, because we're watching you, okay?
Yeah, we're paying at least $8 a month.
At least.
At least, I mean.
You know what we could get with $8? A large meal at McDonald's.
At least a Whopper.
Oh yeah, you could get a Whopper at Burger King. You could get a large shake, maybe some fries. Man,
that is correct.
I could walk to the gas station, grab myself 2 sodas, a bag of chips, and some cupcakes, and I'd still have money left. $8. Netflix, you're killing me. You're killing me, man. It's $8, and your CGI needs help.
Yes, and that's big. That's a big deal. And for crying out loud, please, the soundtrack. Gosh.
Oh.
Please don't. This is something that if you fail this, this is like a kindergarten fail.
Yeah, don't put no Taylor Swift songs on this Avatar live action.
That will screw it up. I mean, artists like
If I hear Drake,
Drake.
on Avatar,
Oh my god. Lady Gaga.
Carrie Underwood,
Oh my gosh, no man.
all these people, you should not. And if I see this list of people on your roster, I'm going to know you listen to this podcast. I'm not going to be happy with you.
The sound mixing. Oh gosh. And Aang needs to be called Aang.
Exactly, not Ong. Not Thong, not Dong, not Chong, not Ching, nothing. Aang.
Aang, please.
Super simple.
And if it's like Ong for the real name or whatever, like the pronunciation, don't, please, don't, please. It's just you put Aang in the beginning of the series, and it sticks like that. Doesn't matter if you mispronounce it in the beginning. Just let it be. Just stay like that. It's good. It's Aang.
Yeah.
That's it. It's you don't need to alter anything. Like, and the other names, like Zuko and I keep on forgetting their names.
Katara.
It's Katara. Toph. Oh my gosh, they need to nail her.
I mean, with consent.
Yes.
Yes, first of all, with consent. Anyway, moving on. For those of you that didn't catch on to that, just ignore it. Don't rewind, okay? So, but yeah, it's very important for them to get these characters right.
Yeah. Any other concerns?
So, do you think they're really gonna get a blind chick to play Toph?
It could be a blind one, or it could be just a really good actress that actually plays as a,
I don't know. I'm gonna be able to tell if she can see.
Well, they can make the effect of the blurry eyes.
I don't know.
I mean, now if they make her with a bandana on her eyes, that will be so shit.
You know what? If they can't do it right, they might as well.
Dude, that scares me because if they wrap. Oh my god, that's gonna fail if they do that. Like, she's blind. She's just wearing a bandana to just cover her eyes.
They'll just put a helmet on her head. Super simple.
Well, what kind of helmet? Because they're in
like a steel cage helmet.
We have to look at their timeline too, because it's kind of like way back in those kinds of ancient times.
Toph is a metal bender, so she can just make herself a steel cage helmet.
Cover her eyes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that one anime. I forget what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's like this girl. She's got a helmet on, or this neck thing. She's got eye bandages, and she's got invisible arms that slice people. She's got cat ears too. You've watched it. It's a very gory movie.
Elfen Lied?
Yeah, Elfen Lied.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't. I was thinking like Lied, but I couldn't figure out the.
Yeah, it's part. Elfen Lied. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah. Give her an Elfen Lied helmet.
Yeah. Okay. I think I could like. I'll buy that.
Just because metal bender. So.
Yeah, metal bender. Yeah. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it's I mean, they could make Toph. I mean, Toph is like mostly everyone's favorite character because since she's blind and how she actually fights. Man, the kung fu needs to be top notch here.
Yes, it does.
I almost forgot about that. The kung fu and the bending style of kung fu, and mixed martial arts. It needs to be. They need to hire. That's another thing. They need to hire a really good choreographer for the stunts, for the choreography, and man, and I hope they. That's another thing. The stunt doubles, if they're going to have the stunt doubles, or they can be able to make their own stunts, these actors.
Yeah, we need people to be multi-talented at this point.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Yeah, that's damn. That's another thing that they have to look onto. Because it's just not moving the water and throwing it. No, you need to have the art and the movement, the fluidity, the fluidity to make this thing, that you actually bending.
Exactly.
It's they could get inspired by the Matrix at some point. I mean,
exactly. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, and man, they need to hire really good, choreographer, a director just for that.
They need the directors from the Matrix, to be honest. Just
Yeah.
directors and producers. Let them from
trainers too, because if these actors can't do jack, they need to train. At least something, or at least learn martial arts while they're actually filming.
They should at least be able to do jumping jacks.
I mean, in reality, yes, you are correct. At least jumping jacks.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If they need a stunt double to do jumping jacks on their on the screen, go. You're fired. Get out.
You're fired. Man, if they do stunt doubles and they're really noticeable, oh god, I don't know, man. This is getting more concerned than thoughts. Cause this is, I don't know, man. This is
as long as they
dangerous.
Don't have like stunt double that's like a totally different skin color.
That would be dumb. I mean, honestly, that would be dumb. Like, man, we don't have no one else to stunt double. So we got this black guy over here. Like, we just whitewash him in CGI and no one will notice.
Exactly. We'll just copy paste your face, hands. No big deal.
And CGI all of it. It's no big deal. We got the budget.
And no one would even notice.
Yep.
We need you to just wear this green suit and jump through this window. Okay. I guess.
Yeah, they totally need that director right there. It's vitally important. They have that, the choreographer. And these actors need to at least do jumping jacks, just like you said, or at least know a little bit of martial arts experience.
They gotta be able to touch their toes.
Yes.
That's as far as you need. Like, that's your black belt. Touch your goddamn toes. If you
toes,
can't touch
exactly.
Your toes, they give me a fat ang. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to insult fat people or nothing. But if they give me a fat ang, and Ang is not fat, and he can't touch his toes, he better be really good at spinning and throwing air, because I'm gonna be very upset.
Yes, at least do it good. I mean, if he's fat, at least he has to do it good.
Like if you put a fat kid, you better make sure that fat kid nails it. Jesus.
Yep. I mean, it's What else? I mean, I could think over and over, the things that they have to not improve, because it's not like it's done yet, because they can actually get inspired by other films and other, adaptations, what they can do or cannot do. But would you actually uh, think that they may have to do risks to make this? You know, they already doing risk already, but
I mean,
in
yeah, this is
terms
just
of,
this is in general is a risk. I mean,
yeah, it is.
if say they do terrible and they don't manage their money correctly and don't hire the right team or get anything done correctly and it cannot draw in an audience, period, then it just becomes a money flop, and Netflix has lost so much money on something that someone wasn't willing to go 100% on.
Right.
So at the end of the day, that's gonna be Netflix's risk. On Nickelodeon's side, if they are working with Netflix, I don't exactly know what that all entails. Maybe it's just Netflix wanted to pick it up, so they're getting like it's a copyright thing that they have to ask Nickelodeon for them to put it up there.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon's giving the okay because Universal Studios not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's still today. Yeah, Nickelodeon is still had the rights for all these characters, even the name, everything, and of course Netflix has they have the money because if Nickelodeon and Universal Studios ain't that cheap, you know, to actually get the rights for the characters to be on your streaming service.
exactly. And if Netflix is going to pay Nickelodeon to be able to use these characters, then it's like Disney buying
Disney buying Marvel Studios.
Marvel Studios, yeah.
Disney buying Fox.
Yeah, as long
yeah.
as long as they don't get Deadpool. As long as they don't get Deadpool.
It's okay.
Because they already killed Wolvie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
And, you know, if Deadpool was, you know, in the Avengers, we all know Thanos would be dead.
Oh, yeah, I mean, since they're actually, you know, the Captain Marvel, which actually is in his level too, I mean.
Yeah, I say if Disney worked with FX, like Nickelodeon is working with Netflix, and they shared profits over this, they could really have something big.
Of course, yes.
But so like I mean that's a bit off topic as well, but it's just like that's the idea. Like, so we're looking at possibly Nickelodeon and Netflix benefiting because now Netflix has these names that they can use and this story that they can use and a budget that they can use. It's just, and now Nickelodeon, as to they had all these names that were no longer generating money or generating money at a low standard, you know, then they'll be able to bring up sales and merchandise. They'll be able to come up with new products. They'll be able to do quite a few things.
Right. Yes.
So I mean, it's an opportunity all around because Nickelodeon right now is crap.
Yeah, it's a channel. Yeah, they're doing jack.
They need new artists. They need new directors. They really need new everything.
Mostly everything, cause you know, and Nickelodeon's reputation is kind of low right now. So Netflix doing this, you know,
could definitely bring it up.
Yeah, totally. And if they actually work together, they work, you know, with the same vision, you know, because if both are in different directions and Michael and Brian, the original creators, are in different directions from the director of, you know, the series, then it might, you know, bring some problems. So they must, it's a must, and it's obligated to them for them to at least be in the same page here.
Yeah.
because they can't screw that up either, because it's Nickelodeon, it's big leagues, but there's also Netflix, which is another league, but they all need to be in a same vision. uh,
Exactly.
there's another thing that concerns me is that if we talk about the arcs and the saga and the books, but they never mention if it's going to be a prequel or the same thing or after it.
I feel like it's going to be a readaptation, but I mean, we're probably gonna get more info further
Yeah.
down the line because these are just leaks that we're getting and little bits of information
Yeah,
that we're
exactly.
putting together and such, and critiquing on and such. So I feel like within the next few months that will be coming up, we'll be getting a lot more information
Exactly. Yeah.
on the subject, and that would be able to answer like those type of questions a lot easier.
Yeah, and if you and me have the time and we see an update on this, this topic, then we might have to do another video and update that.
We definitely
And
will.
yeah, and we definitely need to like at least give our thoughts and concerns most likely, because it's. I mean, I
Just
think
another
it's more
rant. Just
yeah,
another rant video.
it's another freaking rant. Because we're fans, and fans do get angry when we don't get what we want. I mean, and it's not always like that we get what we want, but it's been so many fails and so many times that things don't get adapted correctly. Like, look at Marvel Studios making it great, making these comic characters like, wow, these guys are actually nailing it, you know.
Exactly.
So that's a really good example for it and from an adaptation that they need to look up to.
Yep.
So anything else you want to add?
I don't know. Katara should be hot. They should keep the guy who played Jasper as Sokka. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
talking about Jasper from Twilight. Anybody who didn't follow that, yes, I'm a Twilight fan, and I watched that shit. It's amazing. I love sparkly vampires. But Jasper, the guy who plays Jasper, I forget his name. I can't think about it, but he's an amazing actor. He's really able to pull a character very well, and he was probably one of the best actors in the last Avatar movie. So I feel like they need somebody to match that persona or be able to bring out Sokka's comedic relief, because that's what Sokka really is.
Yeah, exactly.
Very serious, but a very big comedic relief person. He's just like awkward too. So
exactly, and that's one thing. I mean, since he's like the only one that makes jokes, don't make him like exploding jokes out of nowhere and spam his character by making only jokes.
Yeah, he's not Deadpool.
Exactly the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's funny and all, but like you said, he has this serious tone too. He's very mature. So.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much that's it. Katara's got to be hot. They got to have a good actor for Sokka, and they got to make sure that Aang kid's bald. They better put real tattoos on that kid. And they better glow in the dark. So, I mean, on that note, I got a final thought for you guys, and let's see if it tweaks your thoughts if you're anime fans at all. So, you know how Aang has an arrow on his head, right?
Right.
And how do you say arrow in Spanish?
Flecha.
Flecha. Well, we're gonna have to go with Spanglish for this joke to work. So, if Aang goes to bed in his cama, does he turn into a Camaro?
Oh gosh, not this joke again.
Would he have to go Avatar state for him to be a Camaro, or would he just be a Camaro once he's in bed?
When he's in bed.
Would he have to be coming?
Yes.
So he could only be a Camaro when he's having sex with Katara. Anyway, don't think about it too much, guys. That's all I got on my end. I'm gonna leave it up to Abel here.
All right, guys. Please don't forget to fair rate, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. This has been Zyberpunky.
And this is Bad Chick, aka the Bad Chick, and you better leave a comment and definitely subscribe to this.
And I'll see you guys later.
Bye.